Mora. Oh, they've done it! I cannot believe it!
We are back, people. We are back. No videos over the weekend, but we are coming with a monster live stream once again. The UCL Matchday 2 predictions with my guy, Dom. We got a lot of games to go through. Dom, how are you doing? Your team is doing well. My team is in the deep quicksand mud. But how are you?
Definitely. I haven't heard that term in a long time, though. In the mud.
Well, we in the quicksand mud.
Yeah. But we're back, though. It's kind of strange because today's Monday. We would have been, coming down from the whole hype of the weekend. When it comes to the Premier League, there were other, leagues going on, of course. And we will get into some of those games because, these teams played. But it's weird that there weren't no Premier League football on the weekend, man. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad for the break, to be honest. Well, I know it's still early, but I'm happy for the little break from the football, man. Seriously, it's a lot.
Well, next week is the international break, so Nations League is back, and I gotta watch Finland play some boring football, so that's gonna be a joy to watch. I think actually everybody else is having friendlies. Yeah. The UEFA is the only confederation with sort of competitive games in a way. But people, if you're watching on the replay, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Everybody in the live chat, hit the like button on both me and Dom's channel because Dom is doing it on his other channel. So go subscribe to Dom's channel. What's up, JC? Big up to Uncle Mike. Big up to Albert, big up to Sebastian, big up to Hans, big up to Narek, big up to Albert, and big up to Blake. All right, people. Well, we know the drill. We're going to go through every predictions. You guys give your predictions in the chat. I'll pull them up. And if I see any cool comments or if Dom sees any cool comments in the chat, we'll pull it up for you guys. Other than that, we're just kind of laid back and we just discuss the games because we got some big games this week again. I mean, it's every week in the Champions League, but we got a monstrous one in Munich. But let's first start off with Sporting against Tottenham. I am very excited for this game because Sporting somehow won 3-0 against Frankfurt. Maybe that was because bad Frankfurt, but also Sporting now, they're in a little bit role here. I think they've now found a little bit of groove with Marcus Edwards, Trincao, Pedro Gonçalves. I don't think he can play at the 8, but we'll see if Ruben Amorim does that. I'm intrigued by this matchup. Tottenham, obviously, they didn't play over the weekend like all the Premier League sides did. Their last game was, of course, a 2-0 victory over Marseille. Richarlison coming up clutch in the matchup. What do you think, Dom? Do you think Sporting can get a result here, especially at home? I feel like Sporting can do something in this matchup.
Well, first of all, guys, we are talking about Group D, Sporting, Marseille, Frankfurt, Spurs. Sporting, I think they surprised me on match they won with the 3-0 win over Frankfurt. And they had a big 4-0 win against Portimonense in the league. They're 16th in the League of Portugal right now, which means they're taking some time to actually, warm things up. But as I know, and we know, Sporting are a dangerous team. We saw that last season. Didn't start off the competition well, but bounced back with 3 wins, qualified out of the group. I think they are a tricky team to actually gauge when it comes to coming up against another quality team like Tottenham, who had to struggle against Marseille for those 2 Richarlison goals. Didn't play on the weekend, which could actually hurt them or help them, in the fact that they could be a little rusty, from not playing. We know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I just think the quality here of Spurs, we saw that, okay, Kane, he didn't click. Son didn't click. Kulusevski don't click. Richarlison's going to click. He's relishing playing in the competition. The first time he's playing in the Champions League, and he banged in a brace. He was a match winner, and you could see that's another weapon that Tottenham added to their team there. And I think Tottenham are just going to edge it here, even though they're on the road. I'm going for 2-1. They're doing well in the league. They're 3rd in the Premier League, still unbeaten, and I think they're going to continue their unbeaten streak with a not so much comfortable win, but at the end of the day, they're going to, get over the finish line.
Have you been impressed by Spurs at all this season? Or do you just think, okay, they're just getting the results, it will slowly click? Son hasn't been the greatest. Son is that sort of player where it's, if he's on fire, and when he's cold, he's ice cold like Antarctica. That because Son right now is just, it's not the player that we saw last season.
Yeah, true. But I've been impressed with Spurs, like, let's say, it's 70-30. There's periods where you're like, oh man, same old Spurs again. But they find a way to get the results because of talismanic players like Richarlison. Ivan Perisic has added a whole nother dimension to Spurs with the left foot, right foot, ability to get the ball into the box. And Emerson's having a quality season. And look, I know Lloris could be a bit suspect, but look, Mike, Spurs, I think it's going to take a big effort for Sporting, to get over, Tottenham here. This is going to be the first competitive meeting between the two teams as well. So it's going to be an interesting one.
Oh, and the crowd in Lisbon is going to be rocking, that's for sure. I think St. Just, the center back for Sporting, he's out of this matchup, so that's going to be a big miss because he's the central center back for the back five that they play. And Ugarte and Morita, they got to be clinical in the midfield, especially because if there's one weak point, maybe I see someone in Spurs, it's the midfield. So Ugarte and Morita, if they have a big game, I can see Sporting winning this matchup. I really do, because I feel like a lot of teams may underestimate them because they saw Palinha and Matheus Nunes, but they still got a good team. And Ruben Amorim, I think, is a very, very underrated manager. I feel like he'll go to a big team in the next couple of seasons. I actually went with a 1-1. I think this will end 1-1.
Okay.
I feel like Sporting can get a result here. I really do.
Yeah, it is quite possible. It's a Champions League, it's a cup competition and all. But I think what's going to be the difference maker on the day is the quality all around the individual
quality that Spurs have,
and the fact that they didn't play on the weekend, which means that they could play the strongest possible team that they have available. And they don't have a lot of injuries right now that they're dealing with. All right, so I'm going for 2-1. You're going for a draw. I'm going for Spurs to win.
And a lot of people in the chat, they were kind of mixed. I saw some Sporting, big up the dog, and big up to everybody in the chat. Saw some Spurs wins, saw some draws, and obviously JC, who's a Sporting fan, he went with a 1-1 draw as well. We continue. Okay.
Wait, make sure go do the group match. Do the other match from the group before you go into.
Okay, we'll go to. Okay, we'll go to.
Yeah.
We'll go to. So then, Marseille, Frankfurt. Well, if there's one word to describe this game, I have fans. Because these two fan bases are absolutely insane. And that atmosphere at the Stade Velodrome it's going to be rocking. Because when Marseille were in the Champions League 2 seasons ago, they didn't have a crowd. And that kind of deflated their Champions League season. I think the last time before that was 14-15, if I'm not mistaken. So really, really excited for this game. I think Marseille are on an absolute roll at the moment. Alexis Sanchez, who didn't get to play in the last game, obviously due to suspension because of the Inter matchup, he didn't get to play against Tottenham. And with Frankfurt, just defensively, they don't look good. I just think now that Oliver Glasner has switched to a 4 in the back formation compared to last year with the 5 in the back, we're gonna say it. Costa is just a big miss. He was just the soul of that team as well. He was just the soul. He created everything, and now I like Moani, the striker. He's done quite well, but I just can't trust him defensively. They were just so open at times against Sporting, and they were so easily dealt with in the counterattack. And one thing with Igor Tudor and Marseille at the moment is intensity and quick counterattacks. And with the likes of Alexis Sanchez, Tavares, Klaus, Guendouzi, Chekos Under, they're a very, very exciting team to watch for Marseille. I like this matchup. I just think because it's in Marseille, I'm going to go with the 2-1 win for Marseille.
Yeah, I actually like the quality that Marseille brought into their team, actually. Sanchez, Tavares, a few other players. Not going to go through the whole transfer business, but I like the quality that they brought in their team. They picked up a 2-1 win over Lille on the weekend, and they're second in League I think on the same points as PSG. Yep. So they're giving PSG a run for their money right about now. And for Frankfurt, it has not really been a good start because they lost on match day 1. I didn't expect them to lose that badly. 3-0. They didn't score. And they lost against Wolfsburg in the Bundesliga as well. So
Wolfsburg are not that good either this season.
Exactly. So they're 11th in the Bundesliga at the moment. I'm actually favoring a Marseille win. Just the quality is going to prevail on at the end of the day. 3-1 to Marseille. And I think the Champions League debutants, the reigning Europa League winners, are actually going to struggle to deal with the league form as well as the big boy competition, the Champions League. You know, they're going to need a Daichi Kamada special because he's the one who always shines in European competition. And as you mentioned, losing Kostic and over the years, losing guys like Jovic and Halle and Gacinovic and, you know, and even Hinteregger, the team's still transitioning, in my opinion. And I'm going for them to lose second in a row.
Ooh, what's your scoreline?
3-1 Marseille.
Ooh, big win for Marseille. Big win for Marseille. A lot of people are going for a Marseille win, so I hope it's okay. I hope the crowd is okay. Let's just keep it safe in Marseille, people. Let's just keep it safe because the scenes between Nice and FC Köln was pretty scary to watch. So hopefully it's okay between Marseille and Frankfurt because we know these two fan bases are pretty crazy. We'll go to Group B. I want to save Group C and Group A for the last ones in the match day for the Tuesday game. So let's go to Porto and Club Brugge. Do you think Club Brugge can get something result here? Obviously, they were very good home team last year in the Champions League, but away from home, that's where they struggled. And Porto, I felt unlucky for them. I mean, they should have at least gotten a draw against Atletico. Taremi getting a useless red card for diving. I don't know what he's thinking in that situation. And then the late goal they gave out to Griezmann, poor defending in the back post by Pepe. What do you think? You think Club Brugge can get a result?
Bro, I told you about Taremi, bro. Taremi is kind of weird, you know. He pops up. I think he popped up in the league game and scored in the league as well, you know. So Porto, look, they lost to Atleti. I don't think they played that badly in that game. It was a late show. Extra time we had the 3 goals. They switched off. They didn't manage the game well in the back end there, and I think, you know, Porto are always a dangerous team. And I think this is a game that they must win. You're coming up against arguably the weakest side on paper in the team, in the group, right? You have to pick up the victory here. Or else, you know, you're putting yourself under a whole lot of pressure here in the last 4 games of the group. And look, for Club Brugge, they're in good form. They beat Leverkusen. They picked up a win against Serang in the league as well. They're doing well. They're second in the Belgian league. Porto, not a bad start, but that loss, I think, against Atleti must sting because if you picked up points against the strongest team on paper in the group, it would put you in a good position. It would help your confidence and your morale here. I think this is a must-win game against Bruges. We know how dangerous they are. But I think Porto at home absolutely must win this game. I'm going for 2-1. 2-1 to Porto.
I agree. I don't. They're gonna struggle. Evan Nilsson, of course, who's the other striker for Porto, is gonna have to step up in Taremi's absence. So, yeah, look, I don't think this is gonna be a easy game whatsoever for Porto because Club Brugge have some players like Jutkla, obviously Van Aken, Kasper Nielsen, who I've talked about. So they got some good players, Club Brugge. Obviously, they can bring
Noah Lang, right? He's still there, right?
And then, obviously, they can bring off the bench the Canadian striker, Kyle Loreen. So Club Brugge got some players.
I actually mentioned, glad you mentioned Kyle Laren because he's a new acquisition as well.
Yeah, and I wish Tajon Buchanan was playing, but he's unfortunately injured. Yep.
Yeah, Tajon Buchanan, shout-outs to him. But look, we have to mention, when you mention Club Brugge, you cannot mention Club Brugge without mentioning the importance of Ruud Vormer and Hans Vanaken.
I thought you were going to talk about Simon Mignolet.
No, these guys are the heartbeat of that team, and that's why they actually held on to Ruud Vormer, to Hans Vanaken during the summer because, you know, he has really helped that team over the years, man. So I'm going for Porto to win. However, if Bruges ends up getting something from this game, it will make the group very, very interesting.
Oh yes, it's gonna make it very interesting, the group. And a lot of people are going for 2-1 Porto, 2-1 Porto. Porto is too strong for Bruges. Pick up the dogs. There's comfortable win, 3-0 win for Porto. I don't know. I just feel like they're gonna struggle just a little bit against Club Brugge, and hey, maybe Simon Mignolet will become strong. Remember, people, hit the like button if you're watching. Also, more Dominic Rich, hit the like button on more Dominic Rich's stream and on the Michael Talks football channel. Let's get it up to 30 likes on Michael Talks football channel, and let's get it up to 10 to 15 on more Dominic's Rich. I don't know how many likes are on there. How many likes
guys,
are you on?
Make sure you check out the channel More Dominic Rich FC. Yep. That's my backup channel. That's the channel that I'm going to use to collab with Mike and people in the future. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a good strategy having a backup channel because you could put content out there that you don't really put on the main channel. So make sure you go check that out. You know what I mean? Appreciate everybody tuning in right now, man.
All right. The other game in this group, it is an absolute must-win for Bayer Leverkusen. And Bayer Leverkusen at the moment look absolutely dreadful. So bad defensively. And attacking-wise, I'll say it again, and until this guy gets healthy and he can return, Florian Wirtz is a big miss. Massive miss for them. I don't know how this team is going to cope without his presence in the squad. I really don't. And I'll be honest, Dom, this is the perfect game for Atletico. All they need to do is sit back and counterattack. And that's what Atletico do so well because that's what Diego Simeone does with his squads. And Leverkusen, they can't really deal with that. And Lukas Radecki, my guy, the goalkeeper, has been terrible this season. He's been terrible for Bayer Leverkusen. I mean, he's made like 3-4 mistakes already that a top goalkeeper should not be making. I think this is a perfect game for Atleti. Doesn't matter if they're going to start Correa. We know Griezmann's not going to start. He's going to come off the bench in the 60th minute because of his contract issues. And then João Felix, you got Morata. I think they can really cause some damage to this Leverkusen team. I think it's going to be high scoring. I'm going 3-1 Atletico.
The Griezmann situation is very, very interesting because I saw that they mentioned that he must absolutely come off the bench in every game so that he does not fulfill
for 50% of the season or something like that.
Yeah, so that he because with the add-ons and the obligations and all of that, you have to meet certain criteria. So if Griezmann starts certain amount of game, he has to become like a permanent player for a price. Or maybe I don't know how much years he have left on his contract, if it's 1 or whatever, but he might end up going back to Barcelona eventually. And they'll have to deal with the Griezmann situation. So, that could actually work in Atleti's favor to have a player of his caliber to come off the bench. And we saw what happened in the first game. Griezmann came on and changed the game. I think Atleti absolutely have to win this game. It's another must-win game.
I think it's Bayer Leverkusen. They have to win
No,
this
but
game.
I mean in Atleti's case where they are the strongest team in the group, right? On paper and in recent history, and they have to beat teams like Leverkusen. I think Porto, give them a run for their money. They got past the Porto hurdle. They got over that. Bayer Leverkusen, one of the vulnerable teams in the group, you must pick up a victory. I think if anything less than a victory here for Atleti is a massive setback for Simeone. Even though they're a defensive team, I don't think they should be defensive in this game. I think they should actually play, take the game to Leverkusen, put them under pressure, and, force Bayer Leverkusen to, defend and try to counterattack. And that's not going to be an easy thing to do against a well-set-up Atleti team. So I'm not going to go for a high-scoring game, however. I'm going to go for Atleti to win. They picked up a big win against Celta on the weekend. For Leverkusen, a draw against Hertha. So you could see their defensive form isn't there right now. And I'm going for 1-0. 1-0 to Atletico Madrid. I don't think it's going to be a pushover against Leverkusen. They know they need a result, or else it's going to be 2-0, 2 losses in 2. And I think they're gonna put up a good fight, but they're gonna lose it because of the defensive qualities of Atleti. They're gonna be very difficult to breach. We know how good Oblak is, and another loss.
Oblak is not playing, I believe. He's injured. Okay. Yeah,
but Ivo Grbić is in goal. Is that gonna be Grbić?
I believe it's Grbić. I cannot remember who's
but Grbić is quality. You know what I'm saying? If we've seen when he got his opportunities, he's been a quality goalkeeper. So when did Oblak get injured? Did he get injured on the weekend?
He got injured before. He got injured during the Champions League game, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so Grbić kept on the weekend, 1 goal conceded, and you see Ivo Grbić, the Croatian there, and I think Ivo Grbić should actually keep going for Croatia at the World Cup too, if I'm being
over Livakovic. Honest.
Of course, man. Livakovic has a terrible mistake in him.
And he does.
Let's see what happens, though. But to keep it moving, 1-0 to Atleti.
Yeah. I think it's just the prime game for Atleti. They just can simply play their own game and they will win this matchup. All right, we'll move on to then Group C. Let's start off with Viktoria Plzen and Inter. Look, this might be an easy game on paper for Inter, but with the way Inter are playing, there's always that one tricky game. One tricky game in the Champions League where you don't expect anything from the smaller teams in the Champions League. And this could be it. This could be it because Inter have not been impressive, struggling to score. Can I see a Stanek masterclass? Possibly. I don't think it's going to be as easy. I'm going to say 1-0 for Inter. I think it's going to be an absolute dogfight of a match. Crowd will be obviously very much loud for Viktoria Plzen. What do you think, Dom? Because
from what I could recall, right, didn't Inter recently play a Czech team? Sparta, not Sparta.
No, they played Slavia Praha.
Yeah, they recently played a Czech team in the Champions League. I could recall.
I think it was
something.
2 seasons ago. I can't remember what the result was.
Inter versus Slavia Praha. Okay. Yeah, you see, I remember this. See, it's coming back. 2019, they picked up a 3-1 win in Czech, and the second game was a 1-1 in Italy.
Yeah.
So, look, we know Inter are very suspect. They're on the fraud watch when it comes to the Champions League these days. Historically, of course, Mourinho won the Champions League with Inter, and they've always been competitive. But after the long hiatus, they came back. They've never really been that team, been that force to be reckoned with. But is Lukaku still out?
Yeah, he's still out.
Okay. But they still do have the quality in their team. Lautaro, Dumfries on the wings.
Dzeko, Brozovic,
Brozovic did score on the weekend too. In that
it was an amazing pass from Barella.
Yeah, Brozovic did score on the weekend there. Let me just have my notes here. 1-0 win over Torino. They're 5th in the Serie A. So still have some juggling to do there, but good bouncing back after the Bayern Munich loss, so that'll do their confidence a lot of good. Also for Plzenia, they actually picked up a thrilling 3-2 win over Sigma. So they're still fighting. And this is a team that I watched during the qualifiers. They could be very pragmatic. If they need to defend, they will do that very well. If they need to take the game to you, they will do that very well as well. So some quality sprinkled around that team. So I don't think Inter should take them lightly. And Mike mentioned Stanek in goal could be very prolific. I am, however, I think Inter is going to be a little bit too much for them. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Inter Milan.
I don't think it's going to be a blowout from Inter. I think they're really Lautaro is a very, very good player, but right now he's just lacking in front of goal, really lacking. And I feel like there's something with Viktoria Plzen that if there's any game they can pick up a point, it's this one.
Yes, indeed.
It's definitely this one. So very intrigued about this matchup. And go ahead.
And that's the case because there's Barcelona and Bayern Munich in this group, guys.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, look, Viktoria Plzen, they put up a good fight in the camp now. They had chances in the game and they scored a goal, so can't deny that. And 2-0 Inter, but I have a funny feeling Plzen's hostile crowd could cause an upset. Oh yeah, definitely not. Inter, don't underestimate anyone. You know what, Dom? I want to save the Barca and Bayern game for last. I think we got to have a deep dive analysis on that game because that's the biggest one. So we'll continue. Okay. We'll continue with. Oh Jesus!
What group are we gonna go into?
We're gonna go to Group A. Liverpool,
let's
Ajax.
start. Yeah, let's not put anything off for too long. The Barca Bayern, I understand, but
we have to save that game for last because we got to at least have like a 10 to 15 minute discussion about that. Liverpool, Ajax. You go first on this one because I've talked about this a lot with my friends. What do you think, Dom? Because now, if Liverpool lose this game, I'm going to start booking my tickets to Cyprus and Moldova and Austria because, boy, if they lose this, it's over. I think Liverpool go to the Europa League.
Ooh, that's what you were talking about. Because I'm like, why is he gonna go to Cyprus and Moldova?
Hey, I wish I could go to Cyprus for holiday.
But... I mean, is he going to those places to hide or something? You know what I mean?
Hey, if I wanted to hide, I would go to the Himalayas. That's where I would go
always say, if you need to hide from anybody, just go to places like Liechtenstein or Andorra. Just hide out, man. You know what I mean? You just want to hide, get away.
I'll just become a Vaduz fan from Liechtenstein. That's what I'll do.
Maybe where's Vaduz in the Conference League? So Liverpool
Yep.
won't meet Vaduz this season. It's fine. Maybe next season. You never
Maybe
know.
next season.
With the way y'all are going on with right now, man. Next season. So look, I just ran into a quote that Klopp was asked if the break would actually hurt Liverpool's rhythm.
Oh yeah, that was
And
a good one.
Klopp actually asked them, "Have you been watching Liverpool play lately? What rhythm are you talking about?" Basically, that's what he's saying. So Liverpool, man, 4-1 loss against Napoli. I think I expected them to draw the game because they don't travel well to Naples. But losing 4-1 is outright embarrassing.
Dom, what did I tell you? We were going to lose the
Yeah,
game. I didn't think it was going to be that. I didn't think it was going to be that bad, but I knew we would lose.
You did. Credit to you, though. You did predict your team to lose. Most Liverpool fans, they don't predict a loss for Liverpool, but you did. Look, the postponement against Wolves could either help Liverpool or it could hurt Liverpool because, you're thinking, oh, man, the last game, you played there is the loss against Napoli, and that's still on the mind. The Wolves game could have been an opportunity to go and put that behind you and...
Yep.
Destroy Wolves if that was the result that was going to happen. But seeing that it's postponed, it could hurt, it could help. There may be some time to reflect, to train and get back, and get back to, to top form. But the thing is, Ajax, they've won 6-6 in the Eredivisie, and they've blown away Rangers on match day one, like completely in the first half. Like, thanks for coming. You're only in the group to make up numbers, Rangers, and they're showing that even with the transition, the loss of Erik ten Hag, Alfred Schroeder is saying, hey, man, we lost Gravenberg, we lost Mazrui, we lost Haller, Anthony, Lisandro, what's his name? Left back, Tagliafico, all those players gone. But they've recruited well. They've brought in, some good players. Ocampos was brought in as well.
Ocampos, Bergwijn, Wijnald,
exactly.
The left back, Calvin Bassey's been an excellent pickup.
They brought in a ton load of players. They made money, but they spent money, and they look good. I think the only position that I think they really need to do some scouting and get a player in is the goalkeeping position because
Pasveer is not that guy. I'm sorry.
And what's his name? What's the other name? The legendary goalkeeper there. What's his
Mark
name?
Stecklenburg.
Yeah, he's actually, these guys are old, and Stecklenburg has been dealing with injuries. So I think they need to actually recruit a proper goalkeeper. No, I don't want to say proper goalkeeper, but a young goalkeeper that they could have around the squad for 2 to 3 years before someone else picks them up, by them.
Yeah.
Look, Ajax are playing well. Liverpool are not playing well. So it's going to be another big test for Liverpool. They have a lot of injuries right now that they're dealing with. The last time I checked, 8 players injured. Some of them coming back from injury. They're getting fit again.
Robertson got injured today.
And Robertson got injured?
Yeah.
In training?
Yep. He's out till international break.
He's not going to be a miss. He's not going to be a miss.
I agree. I think Tsimikas should start.
Yeah, he needs a break. Robertson needs a mental break, a physical break. He just needs to chill a while and come back because he's not been that good. I think Trent needs a break as well because he's looked fatigued. He's been all over the place.
Well, he looks disinterested in my opinion.
Yeah.
He just looks like he's completely... He looks like he's on the beach in Cancun. That's what Trent looks like.
Bro, I actually went on Twitter. I don't know if they slowed down the goal that Anguissa scored. I don't know if they slow it down.
That was real speed.
But the Liverpool just looked lethargic. They allowed the Napoli play. It was like the Napoli players were training and they were the dummies. And
exactly.
They just ran and nobody moved. I'm like, what is this? It's like they're in quicksand. You got it right. They're actually playing like they're playing in mud and quicksand. They're not moving at all. The speed of play has gone down. The only player that really looks like he's up to, the task is Luis Diaz.
And Alisson.
Yeah, Alisson, well, he always gives his best. But everyone else, Harvey Elliott as well. But Salah, he couldn't control the ball in the last game for some great chances. And I'm like, what
Van Dijk looks absolutely
Van
lost.
Dijk, Listen.
He looks lost.
Listen, he looks like Van Dump. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, right now he has not been playing well all season. He's given away penalties. He's been dribbled past. He's been outran. I don't know what's going on with Van Dijk, but I have to say this Ajax team, they look sharp, bright. They're gonna give Liverpool a run for their money. They're in great form, bro. Liverpool are not winning this game, in my opinion. I'm going for a 2-2 draw.
Damn, you got the same prediction as me. I went 2-2 draw as well. I just don't see how Liverpool win this game. The only way they win this game is if Thiago, who was probably going to start, runs the show in the midfield. Because I love this Ajax team. I can't deny I love Ajax as a football club. I think they do the football the proper way. Yes, they spent quite a little bit of money this summer, but they kind of have to if they want to bolster their squad after all the quality players that they left. So, look, if Thiago can get the better of Taylor, Bergwijn, and Alvarez is going to have a big game for Ajax just to disrupt to whatever formation Klopp plays or whatever personnel he puts out there. If it's either Jota, Firmino, or Darwin Núñez, Calvin Bassey, and Timber, they're two excellent center backs. The one matchup I need to highlight, if Salah cannot get the better of Daley Blind, well, I don't know what to say then, because he hasn't gotten the better of Mykolenko, and I think it was Oliveira for Napoli. And he hasn't gotten the better of a lot of...
Malacia, Tyreek Mitchell. List goes on, bro.
Yeah, like, honestly, Salah has to have a big game.
Bro.
And he needs to... I understand, because a lot of teams are now just double-teaming him and saying, all right, we're going to just isolate Salah. Don't let him... There's stats that says, he's the most creative chances and this sort of stuff. Salah is paid the big bucks to score the goals. Listen. I don't want him creating the most chances. I need you scoring the goals. So Salah needs to step up his performances. Maybe he's seen the criticism. He was also taken off in the 60th minute against Napoli. But I think this Ajax team, they just have confidence. They got intensity. And they had the false nine with Kudus. And with Kudus playing the way he's playing at the moment, I love Kudus. I've been talking about him for a year now. I think it'll be a 2-2 draw.
Listen, kudos to Ajax for how they've been playing, right? But look, Salah has been in the pockets of a lot of players this season.
Agreed.
I want to give him a new nickname, right?
Okay, here we go.
His new nickname is Lint. Lint. You know when you push your hand in your pocket?
Yes.
All you get is lint. I'm not going to say money because, that's...
Oh, he definitely ain't money.
His mind is on the money. His mind is on the direct deposit. But his new nickname is Lint, man. He's in the pockets of a lot of players this season. Look, if Liverpool come out victorious here, it would be good for them in terms of their form, uplifting their spirits, and getting the ball rolling for real this season. Because I thought after the 9-0 drubbing of Bournemouth, the ball was going to roll, but apparently it's not.
Okay, so let's just put this scenario. If Liverpool lose this game, they're in deep trouble then.
Big time.
Yep.
Because you have to play Napoli again. You see what I'm saying?
And have to go away to Rangers. It's not going to be easy. And go away to Amsterdam?
Yeah, so it put them in a lot of problems. You know what
exactly.
I'm saying?
And then if Ajax win this game, they're in great hands to making it out of this group. And
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
This is a big question, and a lot of people think this question is outrageous. Do you think if Liverpool continue in this vein of form this season, that Klopp could get the sack? Mutual consent. Let's say that.
I don't think FSG will sack him. I think the only way he leaves the club if he resigns. If he's just saying, what?
That's what I'm saying. Mutual consent.
Mutual consent. I just think that in that scenario, I just think Klopp is like, you know what? I've done everything for this club. I don't want to, ruin my legacy with the Liverpool fans, because he loves the Liverpool fans. And if he understands that, hey, I've done everything I can with these players. Players are not responding to me anymore. Let me just leave. I can see that scenario. I don't see FSG sacking him.
At the end of the day, don't forget that this is only a job. You are only an employee. You're not part owner.
Yeah, but FSG and Klopp, they go in a package. They love each other.
Bro. Doesn't matter. You're only an employee. Okay? I've seen many guys at my job. Been there. They've been there for 20 years. They messed up. Somebody got fed up with them. They're getting away with murder. After a while, they say, hey, man, you got to go. And you're like, such and such got fired. Yeah, they got fired. They got fired. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So they were caught sleeping for the 100th time. Yeah, no, they got fired. So I don't think Klopp is unsackable, man. People keep saying
no. I don't. I agree. I don't think he's unsackable, but I just don't. The only way they would sack him if we're like 10th place by the end of the season.
Just remember, right? Arsene Wenger got sacked. He got sacked. It doesn't matter how they put it. Wenger got sacked.
I think also Wenger knew that the time was up.
It doesn't matter.
They were in the Europa League by then.
But what I'm saying, he got sacked. Doesn't matter what you did.
To me, Dom, it's more that he would walk away than more than FSG sacking him.
Yeah, you walk away not to hurt your pride and ego and your legacy, but you know you're about to get sacked.
Well, I just don't think FSG have the cojones to do it, in my opinion. But we both agree it's going to be 2-2. Should be an intriguing game. I just, you know what? I'm going to have this on the small screen because I don't even want to watch this game, to be honest. I just want to watch Ajax ball out because I know Ajax will, no matter what opponent, they will play the Ajax way. The intense the ball movement. It doesn't matter if they're playing the prime Brazil, Real Madrid 3-peat. They will play their way, and that's what I love about Ajax. But we continue then to the Wednesday games because we're going to finish off with obviously Bayern and Barca. Let's go then to which group is this? Group F. Group F with Shakhtar, Donetsk, and Celtic. Obviously, the game will be played.
Wait. You're running away a little too fast here.
Because I can't find the other game. Here it is.
Let's touch on the other game before we move on. You know what I'm saying?
We'll do that then.
I think you're getting a little nervous of Ajax. That's what I think.
If you think I'm nervous, I'm a Finland national team fan. I ain't nervous of anything because I've been disrupted all my life and felt sadness with supporting the Finnish national team.
Look, big up to all the Liverpool fans watching. Big up to everybody watching the stream, guys. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button wherever you're watching on, whether it's on Mo Dominic Rich FC or on Michael Talks Football. We're gonna be doing this every week as long as we could, and have a little series going when it comes to the Champions League. So I appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving us, man. All right?
Big up to everybody. If Rangers do not perform in this game, I could feel like Giovanni Van Bronckhorst could get sacked here. Because his league form...
So early?
Yes, because his league form isn't the greatest. Maybe not sacked, but there's going to be major questions asked because the last two performances, two back-to-back 4-0 games where they didn't even look competitive, and you have to start questioning it. Okay, Ryan Kent, very talented player, but is he that guy anymore? No. Could you play maybe Motondo out there? Or is it Motondo or Motondo? I think it's Motondo, the other winger that they have as backup. Look, I like Rangers. I think this crowd is going to be amazing. Obviously, there's not going to be any Napoli fans, away fans, and I think it will be at the same as the reverse fixture, so there won't be any Rangers fans. That's what they came to do.
Why that's the case? Fan trouble?
No, security, because they don't have enough security to deal with the away fans, so that's why. I think that's the conclusion they came up with. I think that's what I heard, at least. Doug said that on his stream.
Okay. Big up to Doug, by the way. Big up, Doug.
Big up to Doug. Napoli looked fantastic. They were a little bit frustrated over the weekend. Like, Raspadori, who's obviously going to play because there's no Victor Osimhen because he's injured again. Love the striker, but man, he's always injured.
Raspadori came up with the winner on the weekend.
He did come up with the
late
winner. If you watch the game, he was absolute garbage for the whole 90 minutes.
I didn't watch the game.
He did nothing in the game. Touch awful, but that's what strikers do. They can be terrible for 85 minutes. They just need that one chance to score the goal, and they become the hero. And that was Raspadori on the day. Obviously, Kivic. You look at Anguissa, Zielinski, Lobotka. Once Lobotka came into the game, much better than Ndombele, who started the matchup for Napoli. They got to rest a couple players, which is going to be crucial. And obviously, Rangers, they didn't play over the weekend, so they're rested for this matchup.
Yeah, but you could see.
Go ahead.
If you look at the lineup, you know what I mean, it was rotation. It was rotation
exactly.
there.
It was rotation for Napoli.
Not a lot of rotation, but there was rotation. And they dominated the game. 28 shots, 6 on target, 64% of the ball over Spezia as expected. But, you know, as you mentioned, maybe Raspadori and Co wasn't clinical enough, but he did get the late goal at the end of the day. So he has to step up big time in the absence of Osimhen if he gets the nod. You see what I'm saying?
He'll most likely get the nod. If not him, then it's going to be obviously Giovanni Simeone.
It might be. I have a feeling it's going to be Simeone. And the reason I'm saying that is because Simeone came off the bench against Liverpool. He scored. I think he is the premier striker where was he? Hellas before?
Yeah, Hellas Verona, yeah.
He did well. And you come in, this is a Champions League, rested against Spezia so that you don't risk losing a second striker. Simeone starts.
Could see that happening.
The game is at Ibrox. It's gonna be, the atmosphere is gonna be, off the chain. They're very difficult to defeat at home, and but I have to say, I know you're gonna continue saying what you have to say, but just to keep the flow going, organic flow. I actually think from what Napoli did against Liverpool, it's hard to write the team off unless they're going to be a better home team than a traveling team this season. And even though, with that being said, that they're traveling, I think they're going to defeat Rangers 2-1 because of just the quality, how Kavica is playing, Kvaradana, pardon me, Lobotka, Politano, these guys look bright. Kim Min-jae look good at the back, alongside who was it, Rachmani, the Kosovan.
Yeah, Rahmani.
And they look good, man. They look good. So I'm going for them to defeat Rangers, 2-1. Rangers on the back foot, pressure on Van Bronckhorst. If they manage to pull it off, or if they manage to pull anything off, it will be at Ibrox. But I don't think it's going to happen, though.
Agreed.
And Napoli, Spalletti, big up to Luciano Spalletti, and Napoli are top of the Serie A. Okay, so
they're having a great season so far.
Exactly.
But it was the same thing for Napoli last year. They started off the season very well, and then they kind of fell off.
They've been good for the last 6 years. Sorry, remember he was doing well, but they're quality team, man.
Yeah, they're always quality. I love Napoli and the business they do. They don't need to make the big money signings. They just make such good recruitment, even though I don't really care for the president for his comments he's made in the past.
Osimhen's not a big money signing?
No, okay, but I'm not talking about Osimhen. I'm talking about Kivica. I'm talking about, obviously, Kim Min-jae. I'm talking about Oliveira. They just make these good signings. So, look, the Rangers got to be careful, though, because Tavernier has been... Tavernier just doesn't look good in the last 2 games, and he's going up against Kivica. And that is a recipe.
It's going to be a good matchup.
It's going to be a very good matchup, and Tavernier needs to step up. If he can play good, that means good things for Rangers. If he doesn't play good, that's when Rangers are going to be poor. And I'm obviously looking at Tillman. Kolak is a guy who he needs service, so I'm looking at Tillman, Kent, looking at my guy Glenn Kamara. They got to provide service for Kolak in this game. I just think because it's at Ibrox and it's the first game at Ibrox in like 12 years in the Champions League, if I'm not mistaken, atmosphere is going to be absolutely rocking. I don't see a Rangers win here. I went with a 1-1. That's going to be my prediction for the game.
Okay, 1-1 draw. All right. Okay.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people we got 4-0 Napoli, 2-0 Napoli. Look, Napoli are a great team, and I'm surprised they could replace Insigne, Koulibaly, and Mertens that easy. Do you know Kivica has the same amount of open play goals as Insigne all last season already?
Insigne, he's a player that I used to like Insigne, but he's hyped up, man.
Yeah, I don't know, just the hype got to him.
He's hyped up. That's why he went to the MLS at his age.
And then he also got a good payday, so I can't blame him one bit.
Yeah, but still, man, come on.
He got a good payday, that is for sure. So that is then the action in Group A. Let's just go back up here. There we go.
So we finish A, we finish B.
Yep.
We have C. We got to finish C. We finished D. We have E.
We got
E. We winding down. We got the last. We're not doing too bad.
No, we're not doing too bad, and we've gone 44 minutes. We're still good, and some of these games should be easy. Let's go then. Group F. Yes, is it Group F?
Yeah, Group F. Yeah,
Group F. Shakhtar and Celtic. Game will obviously be played in Poland, so neutral venue, of course. Shakhtar coming off on. That was.
I wasn't expecting that.
Nobody expected that, Tom. 4-1 away in Leipzig. I couldn't believe it when I was seeing my notification go off. I was like, Shakhtar again. Mudryk. They were brilliant. Man. Mudryk is a baller.
Yeah, he is. I did a reaction video on my reaction channel, Domination, on him, and that was the most I've saw of Mudryk, and I was like, okay, 1 minute in, I'm like, I've seen enough. That's it. He's
He's a
good,
baller.
man. He's
Yeah.
good. He's damn good, man. He has that flair, the pace, the control, the look, the name, everything, man. Mikhailo Mudryk.
I like
Remember
it.
the name, guys. Remember the name.
I like
We
it.
got,
I like
we
it.
got some up and coming ballers here.
Yeah, we do. We got ballers from the Eastern Europe, Kivica, Mudryk, shouting out the Eastern European countries.
Yep.
I thought Celtic were actually quite good. I don't know if you watched the highlights of the game between Celtic and Real Madrid. I thought they were fantastic in the first half. They should have been.
Yeah, the first 20 minutes they were brilliant.
They were brilliant. I mean, just the ball movement. The way they were cutting up Madrid, they just couldn't finish their chances. That's the difference in the Champions League. You don't take your chances, you will be punished. And I think Celtic got that lesson in this game. So if they could play their game, I feel like they can win this matchup. I think this is a very even game. Although, maybe people will pick Shakhtar because of the impressive victory. I just think because it was bad Leipzig. I really do. I think they were just so poor on the day. So I actually am going with the 2-1 win for Celtic. I think they will bounce back and make this group very intriguing then to see who gets second place, because we all know Real Madrid's going to win this group.
Guys, just for a little tidbit, Shakhtar, big win over RB Leipzig in match day 1. Domenico Tedesco sacked, Marco Rose put in charge, and they picked up a 2-1 win over Odessa in the Ukrainian league. They're second in the league right now. Celtic lost to Real Madrid, and the game against Livingstone was actually postponed. They're first in the Scottish Premier League right now. So they've been in good form this season. Postecoglou, he's been doing a good job since he got hired and everything. They destroyed Rangers back into the Champions League, but did not bow too well against Real Madrid. Like I said that they were going to get blown away. Mike said, nah, they're not going to get blown away. But they did get blown away.
Look, other than the 30 minutes in the second half, they were in the game. They were in the game. But
what I predicted 5-0. What was the score? It was 3-0. 3-0. Yeah. So they got blown away.
Hey, I had 3-2. If they just took their chances, it would have been 3-2 maybe.
Look, Shakhtar, I did not predict them to beat Leipzig, right? And I actually predicted them to lose that game 3-1, and they completely embarrassed RB Leipzig, who did bounce back, against Dortmund. We're going to talk about that pretty soon. But look, Shakhtar, I can't predict against them after what I saw. So with Mudryk and Cole playing well, I can't even remember the team. I can't remember
Shved, he scored 2 goals in the game. He was brilliant.
It was a horrible mistake, one of the goals.
Shaparenko in the midfield, very
Gulaski.
good. Gulaski.
No. I think you're mixing up Shakhtar and Kiev, bro.
No, they have I think they have Shakhtar.
No, they have that's the veteran in the midfield. What's his name, man? The I can't remember. It's an Enko as well, but Stefanenko, you remember?
Stefanenko.
It's Stefanenko. Shaparenko is Kiev.
Yes.
Shaparenko and Sigankov and those guys and is Kiev. But look, they surprised me, and I'm gonna go for them to beat Celtic 2-1. So there you go. There you have it.
Well, we're gonna see who's the smart one in this matchup, because we went reverse in that game. So we move on then to the other game in this group: Real Madrid hosting RB Leipzig. Obviously, Marco Rose got off to a fantastic start with RB Leipzig over the weekend, destroying his team that sacked him last season. And then his first game, he faced Dortmund and won 3-0. Look, RB Leipzig, still not impressed by them this season. I think Real, they're just doing their business. Obviously, there's no Karim Benzema, so we'll probably either see
Hazard's been playing as a false nine.
Hazard's been playing the false
nine. But why
nine.
not take the opportunity to give Mariano the
No.
Just let him strike. There's none. Let him play.
No.
You never know.
We've seen enough Mariano Diaz, Dom. It's
why they brought him back to the club for then? He was doing well in at Lyon. You see why I don't like the business some clubs do?
Yeah, but he was never going to be that guy.
But what I'm saying though, and the player needs to understand that he's not the guy and stay where the hell you were. He was at Real Madrid doing a bit part job, bam, getting the opportunities, got the move to Lyon, was banging it out in the French league, and then went back to Real Madrid like a dummy. And now you can't play. You're not getting any game time. So I don't get it, man. I think you know what? You know a player who learned the hard way? Raul de Tomas. The guy, it was the same situation with him in Real Madrid, and he eventually moved on. And look, he's doing a lot better. You know what I mean?
I agree. So, what do you see for this matchup? Because I think this game kind of suits RB Leipzig in a way where Timo Werner and Kunku and Co, they can hit in the counterattack. And we know they're very dangerous on the counterattack, but I defensively, and Gulaschi has not been good at all this season.
Yeah, that mistake in the first game is
He's
horrible.
made a lot of mistakes this season. So, go ahead.
The thing is, right, new manager, Marco Rose coming in. More experience. The new manager, luck as well is going to go your way. Look at what happened against Dortmund, right? I checked the setup against Dortmund. Forsberg came straight back into the team. You see what I'm saying? So that adds some more experience. That adds some familiarity because Forsberg been there since the setup, right? And I think with a different shape, with a different tactic strategies, that it could pose a whole new, challenge for Real Madrid than the previous setup under Tedesco, where it was more gung-ho style, you know what I mean? And you saw what happened in that game against Shakhtar. They got cut apart. Real Madrid did not look too good at the beginning against Celtic. So I think the key here to Leipzig, the key to get something in this game from Real Madrid, be clinical, start out the blocks the fastest, take your chances, as I said, be clinical. When the chances come, I'm going to repeat myself, take the chances. Because when Real Madrid
specifically Timo Werner.
Exactly. When Real Madrid gets their chances, Vinicius and these guys get in behind, and Modric and Cruz and these guys are going to be, controlling the midfield. Valverde has been in good form. When they get their chances, they're going to punish you. And they got goals all over the field with Alaba and Rudiger, who scored, I think, over the weekend. You know what I mean? So, look, I can't see a Leipzig win here. But I don't think it's going to be an embarrassing loss like the match they won. Real Madrid, too much quality. Chouameni, if he's not starting, then you have Camavinga. There's, too much quality, man. Too much quality in the team, in my opinion. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Real Madrid win. I think that Benzema absence could actually hurt them by not having that focal point, by not having that link-up play between Benzema and Vinicius. And Modric and, Benzema. So I'm going to go for them to win the game, however, at home, the Bernabeu, 2-0. Keep it simple there. First in La Liga as well. Banging it, balling it out in La Liga, while Leipzig are 10th in the Bundesliga. Struggling.
Yeah, Leipzig have been struggling this season. And also, Real, they were able to rest a couple players over the weekend against Mallorca, even though it was a tough game for them at the end. But, it was 4-1. But it
4-1.
It was a struggle at times for Real to break down the Mallorca wall, but eventually they broke it down. And I mean, I don't know if you saw Valverde's goal, Dom. Oh my God!
No, I didn't.
He took the ball from the He took that ball from the halfway line, started dribbling, and then unleashed a left-footed shot. Oh my God! It was.
But I know he's one of the players that's been in form, and Real Madrid has him on as an untouchable player. Even though
he's untouchable.
Even though I do think City is gonna sign him in the future, though. Remember, I told you that. Okay.
I wonder how much Real. I wonder if there's any Real fans, how much is Valverde worth?
Bro,
I want to know what I think he's worth.
Bro, we're gonna get him. We throw a player in there.
I see what you're doing here.
Don't worry yourself, man. Look, we won't get him.
I see what you're doing here. But look, I agree as well. I think Real have too much for RB Leipzig. I'm still not sold on RB Leipzig defensively. They got the manager bounce, but you're going away to Madrid. It's a very difficult venue. So I think it's not going to be comfortable, like you said. I feel like it could be 2-1, and then in the 90th minute, we could just see a late goal from Vinicius or Rodrigo to kill off the game. So I'm going 3-1 for Hala Madrid. I think it's a 3-1 win for them.
Look, before we move on, when you sell Konate, Upamecano, and Nordi Mukiele, you sell all the defenders, the quality defenders you had there. Look, Halstenberg and what's the other one name? Klosterman Klosterman.
Then they have Orban. Then
no, Orban was there, but these guys were.
He's still starting.
Yeah, Orban, he's been the mainstay, but Klosterman, they had Halstenberg, but Upamecano and Konate and Mukiele, these guys, I think, were the heart and soul of the defense. They were there from a long time, and they had a really good partnership, and they were very good going forward as well, and they were quick, so that's
they got the Diallo from PSG.
And they brought in Simakan from Strasbourg last season. Yeah. He's been a good addition.
Yep.
But still, you know what I mean?
No, I know.
There's no replacing those players, man.
Oh, no way. Because Konate, even though Upamecano, I feel like there's a little bit, we got to watch what sort of player he is.
But Upamecano at Leipzig, I think it was a better Upamecano than he was at Bayern, in my opinion.
Of course. I think the back three suits him more, in my opinion, Upamecano, where he's able to drive with the ball out of the defense as well. So, yeah, look, when you lose all those defenders, and RB Leipzig know that, hey, if we get money, we're going to sell them, and we can't stop the player from moving on. But that's the kind of difference between RB Leipzig and other clubs in Europe as of now. Maybe RB Leipzig can get there one day. But we move on then to Group E, Milan versus Dinamo Zagreb. Big win for Dinamo, match day 1. I don't think we both said that Chelsea would win, but Dinamo said, hold my beer and watch us win. You could say it was poor Chelsea. I thought Dinamo were actually fantastic on the day, and I thought Ante Sasic, the manager, got his tactics spot on. 5 in the back, frustrate Chelsea, hit them on the counterattack with Petkovic and Orsic, and that's basically how they won the game. And I thought defensively, they were absolute machines. Dinamo Zagreb, absolute machines. They're gonna have to have a similar performance away at the San Siro against a Milan team that, they're going through the motions. I don't think they're playing the best at the moment. I thought in the Milan derby they were fantastic, but now a little bit rough against RB Salzburg, against Sampdoria over the weekend. It was a struggle. Leao picking up red card, so he's going to miss the next match in the Serie A. But for this game, he's going to play the full 90. He can cause trouble. Another Dinamo win, Dom?
I don't know. But look, just to go back to the Chelsea game, right? Chelsea, I think they got too comfortable, right? Tuchel took this as a chance to say, hey, Aubameyang, go out there, do your thing. It's Dinamo. It's your Champions League debut for Chelsea, your official debut for Chelsea, right? Maybe he should have kept him on the bench. You see what I mean? Maybe someone else should have got the chance. Maybe this was a game to not underestimate Dinamo and play your strongest team, right? I don't know if he had heard that the Queen was ill and, say, hey, man, you guys are not going to play in the weekend. Just go out there, do your thing anyways, right? But, look, all jokes aside, not to make light of the situation there with the Queen or anything, but, look, got to be respectful. Look, Chelsea got comfortable, and they didn't take whatever chances that they created. Aubameyang, when he was supposed to shoot, he squared the ball. You know what I'm saying? Sterling, he was well marshaled. And when Raheem Sterling put that ball into Dinamo's defense, Chelsea were relaxed. They didn't expect that Ljubicic was going to actually, clear that ball, and Petkovic was actually going to smartly head it on, and Orsic on his chest and on the way. They didn't expect that.
It was a sick finish from Orsic, by the way.
With the pace of Koulibaly, with the pace of Wesley Fofana making his Champions League debut as well, they didn't think that Orsic could outrun them, and that's exactly what he did. Mislav Orsic outrun Fofana and said, move, little boy. You know what I'm saying? Move, boy. Move yourself there. You know what I'm saying? And the finish against Kepa, the balls to put Kepa in goal and put Mendy on the bench as well. Maybe all of these things that got end up. Look, I know Kepa was pulled off a good save and everything, but it's the decision making from Thomas Tuchel that got him sacked, right? The decision making. Listen to what I'm gonna say. There's the decision making when you go into the meeting with the owner. I don't know exactly what transpired, but it must have been some disagreement between the owner and the coach. Maybe he wasn't humble enough to say, okay, listen, okay, it's not a good result. All right, I'll take it on the chin. I'll do it. But maybe he was fighting against the owners for, I didn't get the right transfers that I need or whatever, right? You have to know how to pick your battles. And maybe Thomas Tuchel has not been picking his battles correctly. You look at the game against Spurs, he's fighting against Conte. You see what I'm saying? There's these
I think
things that's been.
you're going too much about Thomas
No, I'm
Tuchel.
just saying I'm going on him because it's him. It's his fault.
No, I understand that, but also you got to give credit to Dinamo
I
Zagreb in
am.
that game.
I already give credit to Dinamo Zagreb with the.
I know,
with
but
the
you
way
went a
they
little
played.
bit. You went too much towards Thomas
But
Tuchel.
but that's gonna be the talk. That is gonna be the talk. He got sacked after the game, right?
Of course.
They fought well. At the end in the second half, I think Chelsea were a lot better. But Livakovic came up with the saves. They had some luck going for them with the Reece James shot hitting the post. It was a well executed game plan by Dinamo Zagreb, but Chelsea was supposed to win that game. But anyways, look, just to talk Dinamo, just to get back to the game, Dinamo Milan. Look, AC Milan 1-1 on match day one day against Salzburg, and they defeated Sampdoria 2-1, third in the Serie A, and they actually on the same amount of points as first and second. So it's very close over there in the Serie A right about now. For Dinamo, they've gone 9 games, and they're 11 points ahead of the second place team. So
already,
they're comfortable in the league right about now. Very comfortable.
Yep.
Picked up a 1-0 win over Goritz in the league. So they've been winning. They've been doing well. They've just been a comfortable team this season. But I have to say they're more comfortable at home than on the road. Look at what happened when they traveled to Bodo Glimt. They lost that game. They had no identity in that game. It was like they lost. So I think that is going to be the Achilles heel for Dinamo here. Their quality outfit. They're going to go out there, put their best foot forward. But I just think Milan on the day are going to be a bit too much for them. I'm going for 2-1 to AC Milan. Rafael Leao.
That's a close game.
Maybe Junior Messias might actually start this game. I think he scored. Yep. Giroud might thrive in a match like this. You see what I'm saying? And just the quality, the overall quality of AC Milan at home, I think is going to get the better of Dinamo Zagreb, who does not travel well. Typical Croatian team. Croatian national team doesn't travel well, and the Croatian clubs does not travel well as well. So I'm going for, I can't be biased, even though I like Dinamo Zagreb, I'm going for 2-1 to AC Milan.
Yeah, no, I like Dinamo too. I think they really just put their heart out in the last game. And just, how much energy is that going to take them out in this game? I don't think too much because they were able to rest a couple of guys over the weekend against, was it Gorizia against they played?
Yeah, Gorizia.
Yeah, because I remember checking that it was Gorizia. So, look, Milan are going to be by far the favorite in this matchup. They have to win this game, Milan. That's the thing, though. They have to win this game because they drew against RB Salzburg. So the pressure will be on Milan. And you know what? Dinamo can play with the, not so much pressure on their shoulders. They can go relaxed, but obviously can't be too relaxed going into the San Siro. I think it will be a comfortable win for Milan. It will be difficult at times, but I'm saying 2-0 for Milan. It's going to be tough, though.
The group would still be well balanced with the Dinamo win on match day one. So.
And also Dinamo will host still Milan, so they're in a perfect position still. Honestly, that win they picked up was so vital.
I have to say the key, just to finish this off, icing on the cake, the key to Dinamo getting out of this group, whether it's getting out of the group into the Europa League or getting out of the group into the round of 16, is picking up results at home. Exactly. And that one odd result in Austria might actually, they have to absolutely get something, at least 4 points against Salzburg, which is going to be tough, but it's possible.
I think if they get 6 or 7 points, they can finish third.
Yeah, if they get 4 points against Salzburg, that would give them 7 points, which I think gets them out into the Europa League at least.
Yeah, at least. They'll at least get, with 7 points, get at least to the Europa League. And I think they'll be happily doing it because I think they would fancy their chances more of progressing further in the competition, the Europa League, compared to the Champions League. Exactly. That's no offense to Dinamo, but if then you're going to face like Barcelona, Bayern, it's going to be very, very difficult. Maybe in the Europa League, you get a good, favorable matchup, make it to the round of 16, make it to the quarterfinals, kind of what they did a couple seasons ago when they made it to the semifinals and eventually lost to Villarreal.
Who knows? Is there any Arsenal? Is it? Yeah, they might get to meet a London club again. You
Yeah,
know
there
what
we
I'm
go.
saying?
Another London club.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Another one.
You know?
They just love playing the London clubs. So then the
Exactly.
other game in this group, it is of course Graham Potter's debut as Chelsea manager. And what Chelsea are we going to see in a game where
Look,
they have to win? If they draw or lose this, they are in trouble. Chelsea.
we are going to see a very bright Chelsea. Check the wordplay. A
Here we
very
go.
bright,
Here we
a
go.
very magical
Uh,
Chelsea here in this game under new manager Graham Potter. I've been saying that I wanted Graham Potter as the manager for Manchester City when Pep leaves. The only thing I wanted him to do was to shave his hair. Just go like a ball hairstyle. You know what I'm saying? Just do that ball look. You know what I mean? And just shave his hair. But absolutely great acquisition there by Chelsea. They knew. You know they say great mind thinks think alike. They were on it. They were on it. They saw the magic that Potter, no pun intended, the magic he was doing at Brighton. He had the seagulls flying through any weather, storm, blizzard, anything. You know what I mean? Tornadoes, seagulls. It's amazing. And he's gonna have, Chelsea looking a lot better. He's gonna have them set up a lot better. Maybe, they already set up with three at the back. He likes to go. I think Potter does go three at the back at times, and during games he would revert to four when things are not working out or whatnot. But I think Potter's going to have this. The thing about Potter, he's going to know his best 11. He's not going to be afraid to say, you're not performing well, you're going to come off the bench. If things are working for Potter, he's not going to tinker too much. Because if you check for Brighton, Tariq Lamptey has not been getting no game time.
no,
From the start. And we know how good Lamptey is. It's because if Veltman's working, Veltman's going to play. If Solly March is working, he's going to play. You see what I mean? So I think that's what's going to happen at Chelsea under Potter.
But Dom,
Wait, let me just finish this off, right?
Yeah, sorry.
There might be some players who are out of favor. A Christian Pulisic. We might see Pulisic start in games a lot more often now. Ziyech. I don't say Ziyech. Ziyech.
Ziyech.
No, I don't know. But it's cool. But we could see that happening and less of a Loftus-Cheek on the wings. What is he doing on the wings? You see what I'm saying? Maybe we just see Reece James playing in one position and not being in defense in one game and playing wing back the other game. You see what I'm saying? So I think that is what Graham Potter is going to bring to Chelsea. More decisiveness, more, assurance. He's going to be more assertive. And the team is going to be set up in a more attacking way than under Tuchel, where they're more pragmatism. You see what I'm saying? And as I mentioned, I'm going to expect to see Chelsea's trajectory go from this to this. You see? Under Graham Potter. And I wish him the best.
Quickly or just slowly, a slow progression?
Right away.
Right away?
Because they have the quality to do that. And we always say, what if Graham Potter have better quality players to work with? More money to work with? It could be, he could do wonders.
Well, we did say the same thing about David Moyes when he went to Manchester United. We kind of said the same thing about Brendan Rodgers going to Liverpool. Okay, it was good.
That is David Moyes. That is Brendan Rodgers.
Okay, but everybody highly rated Brendan Rodgers before he took the Liverpool job.
This is a man who took fishermen, bakers, potters, miners up in Östersund and did wonders in the Europa League. Let's not forget that, okay? I expect big things from Potter. He might be the reason why Chelsea get Champions League football next season or not. And him managing in the Champions League for the first time is a big step up as well. Bro,
I was going to get to that.
The only explanation we need, I wanted him to stay at Brighton and do big things at Brighton.
Yeah,
but
get to European football.
With an opportunity to be in the Champions League, to say you manage Chelsea, must have been a dream for him climbing up the ladder, right? But what he did with Brighton, look at where they're at in the table right now, is just testament to,
This is the exact, but it was also the same thing last year. They started off really well, and then they fell off mid-season. Maybe because they didn't have the squad, but
still the best finish ever. 51 points.
Yeah, it's very, very, very good, and I agree. I agree with a lot of you, Sal. I do rate Graham Potter. I think he's a very good manager, but there's a thing though. There's pressure on this game. Now, has Graham Potter ever faced this sort of pressure in his career? I don't think so. Bro. You could talk about, okay, maybe Östersund against Arsenal in the Europa League. I think that squad knew that they weren't good enough to beat Arsenal. Chelsea have to win this game, Dom. And RB Salzburg are no joke, because they will be very dangerous on the counter-attack with the likes of Okafor, Šeško. I absolutely love Capaldo in the midfield. I think he's a baller from Argentina. I've been watching him since Boca Juniors. So I think RB Salzburg can cause trouble. Not sold on them defensively, and they do have a lot of injuries, I've heard. A lot of injuries, and that's something that RB Salzburg could be found out in this game. I'm expecting a Chelsea win because they have to win this game.
Look, Matthias Geisel is a similar mold to managers like Tedesco and Julian Nagelsmann. Yeah. With the age, with the attacking mindset and everything, they've done well. They made it to the round of 16 last time, right?
Yep.
And they always have these young players. I'm gonna address them as juveniles, right? If Chelsea does not beat these juveniles here, right? Very talented players. You mentioned some names, Šeško, Okafor, very bright. Yep. They've sold on a lot of players. Erling Haaland came to that club, Sadio Mane, Naby Keita, Aronson, you name them. A lot of talented players came to the club, right? And they've just continuing in that same vein. Chelsea has to win. They had some time to reflect the whole week from the loss against Dinamo, and they have to come better. New manager. It's going to be a different challenge. New manager, new mindset's going to be implemented and everything. But I think maybe that's what they needed, a refresher, right?
Yep.
Salzburg's doing well. They picked up a big win over Ried in the weekend. I don't know how you say that name, but in the Austrian league, 3-0 win. They're first in the Austrian Bundesliga. We know they're just the best team over there. Yeah, they're the Bayern Munich of that Bundesliga. And, they're going to give Chelsea a run for their money. Chelsea cannot sleep because the players are going to be quick. They're going to get in behind, a lot if the opportunity presents itself. Mm-hmm. So Koulibaly is going to have to be unsung here. Fofana, whoever plays, Cucurella will start because it's Potter linking up back with him. And it goes back. I know Chilwell's place in the team was merited because of the previous game, but maybe Chilwell needed to come off the bench because he did well off the bench in the previous game. Use him as a weapon of that type. You see? So maybe there's where Tuchel went wrong. But anyways, I digress. I think Chelsea's going to win this game 2-1. They have to win this game. Any result apart from a win, they're in a lot of trouble early on in the group. Not saying they can't bounce back, but they're going to be under some pressure here.
Yeah, and I agree. I think they have to win this game, and I think the players will know that. Manager bounce, maybe the players are not happy, excited by a new project, excited by Potter ball. I think they'll win 3-1. I just think Salzburg, if they lose this game, not the end of the world. They still got to play Dinamo twice. They still got to host Chelsea, so that could be a very deciding game in this group. RB Salzburg hosting Chelsea. That could be the deciding game in the group because Chelsea still got to play Milan twice. So those are going to be big, big games.
Exactly.
Sumo said, when was the last time an English manager won the Premier League? I don't think an English manager has ever won the Premier League. Ever. That's the crazy stat. So maybe Graham Potter can be the first one in Premier League history to lift the Premier League trophy. Oh, there we went a little bit too down. There we go. So
wait, who was the I can't remember, but who was the I should know these things, but I should remember these things. Who was the manager for Blackburn?
Kenny Dalglish.
Yeah, he's from Scotland, right?
Yep, Scottish. Yep.
Oh shit. So.
Yep. So no English managers still. There's been a lot of Scottish people winning it. Obviously, Sir Alex Ferguson winning them all, but and then
God Kenny Dalglish. Damn.
Yeah, so there hasn't been an English manager. So we move on then to Group G. We have FC København taking on Sevilla.
Wait, give me a second.
Go ahead.
Give me 1 second.
All right, go ahead. I'll speak on this game.
Give me a second, please. Give me 1 second. You know what I mean? Just give me a second. Let me just give me 1 second.
Ah, Jesus. There we go.
All right.
I can't say anything with chess because my team is in the mud. So, but we're not even talking about that team yet, Dom.
All right.
We're not even talking about that team yet. We're talking about FC København hosting Sevilla. First Champions League game at the Parken Stadion in about 6 years. Oh, I know the crowd is going to be absolutely epic. Any FC København fans watching, good luck to you guys. Hopefully you win the matchup. And you know what, Dom? I'm still not impressed by Sevilla. Still conceding goals for fun. Yes, they did pick up a win over, I think it was Espanyol
3-2.
3-2. Still not impressed by them. I just don't think Lopetegui knows his best side. And if FC København get the first goal in this game, they will win. It's easier said than done, but I think because just Sevilla, they're not gelling at the moment. They're really not. I could see FC København getting a result here. I'm actually going 1-0 for FC København.
You're lying.
No, I'm not.
1-0.
1-0.
Listen, bro.
There's always an upset every round. Did you predict 4-1 for Shakhtar? No.
I know there will be an upset every round, but look, you got to put some respect on Sevilla, though. You know what I mean? Because
I told you they would get demolished by City. What I tell you, dog?
Copenhagen has not been good in the league at all this season. They've been very, very, very poor.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them there.
They picked up another loss on the weekend against OB, 2-1. They're sixth in the Danish Superliga, and this is unlike a Copenhagen team, right? Mm-hmm. Loss on match day one against Borussia Dortmund, a team that's not even playing that well right now, right? They've been struggling. They've been really struggling this season. It's not the Dortmund that, free-flowing Dortmund, right? Exactly. Sevilla, even though they picked up a bad loss against City, that's City. The disparity between the two teams is large, right? And to go back, you always talk about how they've struggled defensively. When you lose Jules Koundé, I don't really like Koundé like that.
And Diego Carlos.
And you lose Diego Carlos. But when you lose those guys who are a big part of your defense,
exactly.
Diego Carlos being the rock, being very physical, Koundé, being like a mongoose, you know what I'm saying? Very slick, very pacey, could play right back, could play center back, and had that versatility there. You lose both these players, it leaves a big gaping hole in your defense. So, you could understand why they're not defensively that good. But so with that being said, what they need to do is to start scoring a lot of goals. And that's what they did on the weekend with a 3-2 win over Espanyol. You see what I'm saying? So you balanced out that weakness with scoring a lot of goals because you're going to concede. So you have to be very, very clinical. And I think they're going to travel to Denmark and they're going to completely smoke Copenhagen 3-1. I think it's a must win. If they fail to get a result against Copenhagen or they drop points in this game, they could actually kiss getting out of this group goodbye. So if they are to stay competitive in this group, it's a must win game. 3-1 in my opinion for Lopetegui.
All they want to do, Dom, is just drop down to the Europa League. That's all they want to do. This is Sevilla.
Yeah,
this is their master plan. They're trying to find the most difficult way to make it to the Europa League. This is what they do.
I'm gonna put some respect on them though, and say
I have massive respect for Sevilla because of the amount of Europa Leagues they have won in the last decade. It's unbelievable. But right now, they look a little bit clueless. Their summer transfer window was a disaster. No real idea on what sort of players they want to get. Just the squad is just a bunch of mixed players that don't really they don't fit together because you have like Isco, Papu Gomez, Lamela, they don't players that complement each other, right? They're just buying the big names.
It's like a lot of rejects as well. It's like that's what's going on with Sevilla.
It is a lot of rejects. I agree with that, but I do like Niansu, who they got from Bayern Munich. I think he's a quality center back. But
unlike him, he's not a reject, but he's the player that was brought in to replace Koundé. You know what I'm saying?
They got Alex Telles. He doesn't even start for them.
But what I said, rejects. Well, you know what I'm saying? You're not making the cut. You're not making the cut at your club. Go to Sevilla on loan.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
Yep. And then the other game in this group, let me just put this here, Dom. I'm just going to make this quick and easy for you so you can ramble on your team. It's going to be 5-0. This is going to be an absolute demolition because Dortmund, if you think Nicolas Schule is going to keep Erling Haaland quiet, Thomas Munir. You're having a different story. This is look at this guy. He is all happy. I just don't see how Dortmund keep a clean sheet in this game. I don't know how they're going to score because they don't have any ideas. They don't have any sort of patterns of play attacking wise. They didn't even have a shot on target against RB Leipzig, who were putrid defensively in the last couple of games.
Listen,
the way City are playing
explode
is
me on the screen. Explode me on the screen.
How do I do that? There we go.
Let's take a good long look. All right? We mean business this season. I'm not saying we're going to win it, but we mean business this season. All right? All right. Good. Let's get back to the show right now.
No, I'm definitely clipping that. Because when you get bounced down, I'm definitely playing that video.
Oh my god!
But what's your thoughts, Dom? Because I don't know if you watched Dortmund this season. They have not been impressive whatsoever.
Yeah,
they have a lot of good players and they have a lot of injuries, but same old Dortmund the last couple of seasons.
They give us a good run for money the last time we met them. It was a 2-1 in both games at a time.
Who did they have in the team?
They had Erling Haaland.
Yeah, there we go.
And we have Haaland now. So it will be Haaland coming up against his old team for the first time here. And I think he would relish the opportunity to beat them. You know what I'm saying? And the week off from since the Sevilla win for Man City is just, oh man, it's the best thing possible because the rest would, for guys like Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo, who's been playing a lot of minutes, and just to rest players, get players back to full fitness, it's just a blessing, you know what I mean? And coming up against Dortmund, a team that's very, very poor defensively, very poor. They're all over the place when it comes to their defense, right? We might talk about Sula, how he's, Hummels and all these guys are not very good defensively. Rafa Guerrero, he's a more attacking type player. Whoever plays at right back, whether it's Wolf or Munier, whoever's starting for them these days. But we know they're a team that promotes their youth. But Marco Reus is still there. And I think it's going to be, big up to Jude Bellingham, absolute baller. It's going to be a good game, but it's going to be very difficult for Dortmund to deal with Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne, Phil Foden and co, because City's going to have a lot of the ball. They're going to need to defend for their lives, and that's going to be a very difficult thing to do. New goalkeeper as well. What's his name? The new goalkeeper they have there. Alexander Meyer, I think his name is.
Meyer, but the first choice goalkeeper, Kobel, he's out injured, and he's really good goalkeeper, actually.
So that's the Meyer. Yeah, Meyer I'm talking about, yeah. So it's going to be a big test for their defense. Man City got to be very, very careful of the counter. But if you watch a Sevilla game, if you don't deal with what City is going to bring to you, if you don't deal with that properly, you're going to get picked off and you're going to get embarrassed. And we saw the link-up play between De Bruyne and Erling Haaland. It's like Haaland is always there for some reason. He's always there. He's so elusive. I don't know how players don't pick him up or track him or keep up with him, but he's gone.
He's thinking 5 steps ahead of the defender. That's
and when you're busy watching Kevin De Bruyne on the ball, Bernardo on the ball, you get caught. You get sucked into this whole black hole, and you're like, by the time you look, Haaland's over there tapping the ball in. You see what I'm saying? And the good thing about Man City is that we have so many different goal-scoring options. You see what I mean? You have Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne, Julian Alvarez, Foden, Gundogan, Bernardo, Mahrez, even a Rodri could slot one in. But then you had Ruben Diaz playing as a striker against Sevilla late in the game. You see what I'm saying? So that's the power of a Man City, where we're basically in the game playing with no defense. It's crazy. You see what I'm saying? And I think we could see a similar situation in this game where City got a lot of the ball, and the only way for Dortmund to actually get something in this game is to counterattack or to be very good from set pieces, because we know that's City's Achilles heel. Look, I'm not going to ramble on any longer, in terms of my, 11. I would love to see Julian Alvarez get a run out. I would actually love to see Grealish not play this game from the start and, give Alvarez the opportunity.
Akanji starting?
Mahrez, give Akanji another start. You see what I'm saying? Give him another start. Allow John Stones, allow Ake, allow Laporte, who's not back from injury yet, but close. Allow these guys to actually continue recovering. Akanji, Ruben Diaz. You see what I'm saying? In this game, bring in Cancelo at right back. Let Kyle Walker take a break, right? Continue with Sergio Gomez at left back. You see, let's get him in. Let's start playing the conventional left back more often. This is a perfect game for Calvin Phillips to come in as well. You see? But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Rodri is going to continue. He's been very fit. He's been very consistent. Play Rodri. Gundogan, Kevin, anybody who... The team is so stacked up that anybody could play, man. Anybody could play.
Must be nice, Dom. Must be nice.
It must be real nice. It's real nice.
What's your prediction?
My prediction for this game is 4-1 win for Man City. 4-1. It's a home game. I think they'll get a goal in because Edison, for some reason, he doesn't like saving shots for some reason. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is.
I honestly would be shocked. I would be extremely shocked if Dortmund get any sort of result in this game. I really would.
They'll get a goal. That's the only thing
they might get a goal, but that's the only thing. I honestly think that Haaland will score a hat-trick against his former team, but he won't celebrate. That. He won't celebrate, but
no need to celebrate. No need to celebrate. You know what I mean?
No, he didn't leave the. Just calm down.
Yeah. Just
maybe just a little this, but that's about it.
And that's enough. That's enough.
All right, so we have 3 more games to go to. We'll probably go quickly through this next matchup. Maccabi Haifa taking on PSG. A big game for Maccabi Haifa.
Very quickly.
Very quickly. Shout out to all the Maccabi Haifa fans. Shout out to Pierrot, the Haitian striker. This is going to be a tall order to task. We could probably see PSG rotating in this game. Wouldn't be shocked about it, but
I don't think they should rotate.
I don't think they should rotate either because there's only 2 more games left. So you know what? I think Maccabi Haifa will give everything they can in this game. They were pretty good against Benfica. They did create some chances, but it's another beast against PSG. It really is. I'm going 3-0.
All right. So look, what I have to say. The loss on Matchday 1, Maccabi against Benfica, 2-0. They picked up a win in the Israeli League against Zayana. Big win, 3-1. Do them a lot of good for their confidence. They're above Maccabi Tel Aviv as well in the league. They're the top of the league. But for PSG, they on top of Ligue 1. They picked up a win, a narrow win against Stade Brest. I think that was a 1-0 win. Defeated Juventus. It was a closer game than it should have been. So we could see that the PSG team do have a couple chinks to iron out. One thing they have to do, finish off their chances. Don't play around. Don't, if Mbappe has a chance to set up Neymar, set him up. Don't go for glory. If Neymar, has the same opportunity, do the same. We know Messi's going to make the right decisions, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think they should underestimate Maccabi Haifa in this game. Put out the strongest team possible. Maccabi is at home. They're going to be at their best at home with their fans and everything. They're going to be in the element. Do not play around because we could see an upset here if PSG go and want to rotate. You see what I'm saying?
Or don't come with the right mentality.
If you want to call up players from the U team to come and play, then you're going to get picked off here. You see what I'm saying? I think they're going to put out the best 11 possible, and they're going to defeat Maccabi Haifa 6-0 in this game. 6-0. You heard it here first. 6-0 Maccabi. PSG over Maccabi Haifa.
Damn.
I know, right? I know.
Damn, silence. Sorry, Maccabi Haifa. Sorry, Maccabi Haifa.
I know.
Sorry, Maccabi Haifa. All right, Dom. So, this is a big game. Now,
we have one more game in the group, right? Yeah.
Yes, it's this game, and then we finish off with Bayern and Barca, and then we're done. Then we're done out of here. You take this one first, because I want to talk long about Juventus Benfica. I want to hear your thoughts first, because I don't know if you watched the game last night between Juventus and Salernitana. One of the craziest finishes you will ever see.
I actually did not watch the game, but I saw
madness.
I was looking for the game that I failed to add the result to my preview, right? And it was this game. I don't know what happened. What happened?
2-2, and it should have been 3-2. Juve got robbed.
Salernitana was actually 1-0 up when I...
2-0 up.
No. Oh, and they went 2-0 up. Okay,
Yeah.
so Juventus came back.
Yeah, they came back in the second half.
And they should have won the game.
So Bonucci scored in the 92nd minute with a penalty. They had another goal in the 95th minute. It was ruled offside. Never offside.
It wasn't offside.
They said that VAR did not have the right images. Unbelievable. They should have won the game 3-2. But yeah.
But kudos to Salernitana though for actually... Is Ribery still injured?
Yeah, he's still injured, yeah.
Okay,
but they
all
have,
right. So,
you remember Piatek?
Of course.
And then Boulaya Dia?
Of course.
Felix Afena-Gyan? Salernitana actually have a decent
squad. Listen, look. Christoph Piatek, shout out to him. He should have never left Genoa when he did.
Oh, yeah, but it was a big money move to Milan. You're not going to deny that.
Yeah, but he should have never left, man. Look at what happened to him after that, man. Yeah. Piatek was on fire. And then after that, he ended up in the Bundesliga, where Hertha Berlin didn't work out at Milan, and now he's back at Salernitana. So let's hope that helps his career. Yep. But apart from that, though, just don't want to go down the rabbit hole there. But look, Juventus have not been impressive for quite a few seasons. We know that, right? Allegri was brought back to make that change and to bring them back to their glory days. It didn't work out with the whole Pirlo situation. You know what I mean? As much as we love Pirlo, legendary player and everything, it was maybe too soon. Maurizio Sarri as well. Maybe wasn't the right guys to give the job, right? So didn't work out. He's come back, and they still do not look that impressive. You see what I'm saying? They lost against PSG on match day 1, even though I think they had a better second half showing. But Benfica are not a team to mess around with. They're not a team to mess around with. I actually have Benfica. Let me just make this clear. I have Benfica coming out of this group in second place.
Agreed.
Above Juventus and Maccabi Haifa. Let me just make that clear to anyone watching right now. I'm not going to be too long-winded, but Benfica, they picked up a 1-0 win in the league ahead of Family Sao, and they're doing well in the league right now. I think, are they number 1 again in the league?
They've won every game.
Exactly. So, look, Benfica, they recruit well. Enzo Fernandez is a good addition. David Neres. The list goes on. You know what I mean? Gonzalo Ramos has been doing well. The list goes on, man. I don't need to get into all the names and everything. They have the quality in their setup, and they've been impressive. Not saying they're going to go on to win the Champions League. The curse is still relevant. Remember that. Still going on until 2060-something. They're not going to win the Champions League, but I think they're going to give Juventus a run for their money here. And the fact, look, they've been playing well. It doesn't matter if they're on the road. A 1-1 draw. 1-1 draw. I can't see Juventus getting the better of Benfica in this game. 1-1 draw, in my opinion. And this is even. This was written down before the Salernitana result, by the way.
Okay, a couple things I need to add about this game, because this is a big game for Juventus. They have to win it. I don't see them going into Lisbon and beating Benfica. That's just my opinion. A couple players out for Juventus. Di Maria, questionable. Locatelli, Rabiot, and Szczesny. They're all questionable for this game. Obviously, no Chiesa, no Pogba, and these sort of guys. Juventus look lost. They look lost. And Allegri doesn't know how to get the best out of Dusan Vlahovic. He doesn't know how to provide the proper service to this fantastic striker. Because Vlahovic is very frustrated, and you can tell on the pitch.
Maybe he should have never went there.
Well, he should have, but you know what? he thought, you know what? I'm going to Juventus. Eventually they'll be good. But the thing is with Juventus, I don't want to talk about them too long because I need to give, reasons why I think Benfica will win this game. I think Benfica will win this game. Is that the midfield is not strong enough at the moment. Fullback-wise, Cuadrado looks absolutely washed at the moment. Another mistake he made over the weekend. And then if it's Alexandro, he can provide you something, but defensively still not strong enough. So if you are Benfica and you have David Neres, take advantage of the the weak fullbacks that Juventus have in this game. Center backs, they're good, and Gonzalo Ramos was, I think, he was suspended over the weekend against can't remember who they played against, but he was suspended. So so he'll be fresh for this matchup against Juventus in Turin. You know, I love the Silva, the center back, 18 years old. This guy's look good, Dom. This guy looks very promising. He'll probably go for like 50, 60 million in 2 years' time. So
who?
Silva, the center back. I think his first name is Antonio Silva. Only 18 years old.
Benfica?
I've watched a couple highlights of him. My God,
Are you surprised or something?
No, well, I'm just saying.
You act surprised. This is a factory you're talking about.
I know it's Benfica, but yet again, man, this team, they just produce this talents. I don't get it. So, if you ask me, who has the better midfield? No doubt it is Benfica with Enzo Fernandez. Obviously,
João Mario deserves a lot of credit, you know.
Or then Rafa Silva playing in the 10, and then Florentino being that CDM.
João Mario deserves a lot of credit, man.
I agree. So, look, I think Benfica are going to win this game. And that's just because I don't think Juventus, they're lacking confidence. And they're struggling in every game. They haven't been the dominant team in any of the matchups. And if you want to progress far in the Champions League, at least make it out of the group, you have to be dominating games. And I think Benfica, they know what they're going to play. If they can just press with the counter-pressing against Juventus, quick counterattacks with Gonzalo Ramos, David Neres, they can get the goals. They just cannot play such a defensive high line because balls over the top, especially with Vlahovic, can be very deadly. I think it's going to be a 2-1 win for Benfica, and I think they will solidify their spot as the second place in this group. I'm really excited. Very bold, but I think they're really in confidence in heading into this game. And Juventus, there's going to be serious question marks on Allegri soon. Serious. But I still don't think he's going to get sacked because he has a contract until 2025.
Who are you going to bring any of you sack him to? You know what I'm saying?
Thomas Tuchel.
Pochettino, maybe?
Oh, God, I don't think Juventus fans want that.
Zidane, maybe?
Oh, Zidane? That's a shout. All right, so the last game, wanted to save it up for... This is the big one. And this is
icing on the cake.
Icing on the cake, exactly. Maybe this is the cherry, the whipped cream.
I don't even think this game needs 15 minutes. I think this game 5 minutes, you know, talk about this, you know.
Why? You think it's an easy win for some team, or what's going on here?
No, I'm not saying that, but still, you never, you know, I'm not saying that, but I think it might be a little overhyped.
Huh?
Yeah. Seriously.
Dom.
And the reason why I'm saying that, I'm saying it's a little overhyped because people might be thinking, okay, it's Barcelona, Bayern, you know, destroyed Barcelona a couple seasons ago or whatever, and they really, you know, it's gonna happen again or whatnot. But this is, you know what I mean? I don't think it's, I don't know, man.
Are you not impressed by Barcelona or Bayern, or why are you saying that? Because there is players on this field. There's great matchups on this field. Two young managers who we still, you know, are they that good, or are they just, you know, kind of just maybe not as good as we think? Or why are you saying that?
I don't know. You'll see what I'm talking about. You'll see what I'm talking about, right, man.
I mean, look, I'm so excited for this game. I have no clue what's going to happen. People are picking Bayern. People are picking Barcelona. People are picking a draw. And Lewandowski returns. That's the main thing here. Lewandowski returns back to Munich. What will his mindset be? Does he want to show it to the crowd? Maybe the crowd will get onto him. Will he be booed when he touches the ball? A lot of cool storylines heading into this game. And I think this is not the same old Barcelona. This team are very much better. They are prepared for this matchup. They want revenge. For all the times that Barcelona have never won in Munich, by the way. I just want to take...
When we think back of the drubbing, the A2 drubbing, the last season, what happened, you know.
The 7-0 when they lost 7-0 in aggregate. Oh, it was just embarrassing.
They got beaten badly over the last 2 seasons against Bayern Munich. So, you know, that's why I said, you know, the game.
Have you been watching Dembele, though?
Look, yeah.
Okay,
here's what I have to say. Why I say it's overhyped is because the matchup has kind of lost that sheen that it had. That, you know, because we know Barcelona, what they were capable of doing. And even with Messi in their team, they got blown out of the park by Bayern Munich, right? So you're like, okay, Bayern, Barcelona again. We know what's going to happen here. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Barcelona a more improved team than we saw over the last couple of seasons. Dembele is playing well. They've acquired Lewandowski. You have Ansu Fati, Pedri, Gavi, you name them. There's a lot of players coming through, and they're playing well. They're playing well as a unit. They've done well this season already, and they're second in La Liga, of course. Big win over Cadiz, a team that they never defeated in La Liga in 5 tries.
Yep.
Because in a while, the last 5 tries, I think, out of last 4 times.
Since Cadiz have been promoted back to La Liga. Yeah.
Exactly. So they smashed up Plzen on match day 1. So it's like, okay, are we going to see this Barcelona against Bayern Munich? Are we going to see the same old? You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
What are we going to see? What are we going to really see? So there's some type of an element, there's some mystery around the game there as well, where are we going to see that Bayern Munich without a Lewandowski destroy Barcelona? Or are we going to see? So it's like, I don't.
That's why I say I'm so intrigued by it, because I don't know how this match is going to go. If Lewandowski is going to drop 3 goals, 2 goals, or if he doesn't show up, will Sadio Mane now be clinical? Because I love Sadio, but he hasn't been, I think, the greatest. Like he gets into good positions, but just maybe his final decision making and clinicalness has not been there as of yet with Bayern Munich. But I still love the player. I'm not going to deny that. Leroy Sané has been really good this season, and Leroy Sané needs to continue that same sort of form heading into this game. Then Lucas Hernandez and De Ligt have to have a good partnership in this game.
There's a lot of quality on the field, though.
Oh, there's a lot of quality. And, look, the midfield battle is where it's going to be won or lost. So Sabitzer and Kimmich have been the better midfield duo compared to Goretzka, because Goretzka is coming back from a long-term injury, and obviously Thomas Muller is going to play in the 10 role. I mean, the guy with this pressing and how smart of a player he is, that's the thing you need in this game. You just need intelligence. You need to know when to press, and especially Busquets, because as much as we all love Busquets, he is always going to be targeted when playing against Barcelona, just because he's slow around the pitch. He can move the ball very well, but if you can target him and press him, you can definitely get at Busquets. I think this is going to be high scoring. I really think this is going to be
what you got?
Famous Champions League nights. When you
think
so? When you think of like Arsenal. No, not Arsenal, excuse me. When you think of like the Chelsea Ajax when it was 4-4, you just think of these crazy games, and I feel like this is going to be a crazy game. Because I just think, while Barcelona's defense have improved, I don't think they've been seriously tested so far. And Bayern Munich have shown that they have a mistake in them. Maybe not as much as last season, but they showed that they have a mistake. I think it's going to be 3-3.
3-3. Okay. Look, I have to say this is I'm gonna make an amendment to my prediction. Right, it's gonna be a good game. I love the matchups and the quality on the field. You look at Barcelona, Ronald Arroyo coming through with his pace, versatility. You look at Alejandro Balde. You look around. You see Lewandowski playing for Barcelona these days. Frankie De Jong still doing his thing. The youngsters, Gavi and Pedri, don't know if both of them will start or if they're going with Busquets. So all over the field, there's just a lot of exciting players. So just, Dembele's been playing well. Might be leaving out a few names. Sergio Roberto looks like a new player with his blonde hair and everything.
He ain't playing Sergio Roberto.
Why not?
Because he's terrible. That's why.
But look, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen coming up against Bayern Munich for, another time. Is he going to get, destroyed again? So you look at Bayern, right? Manuel Neuer. We haven't been mentioning these players, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm taking the time to mention these players. Manuel Neuer is going to be key. The defense, the Bayern's defense, Alphonso Davies, against Dembele. Oh man, that's a good one.
Oof,
that is a good one.
Can't wait for that.
You see what I'm saying? Lewandowski against his old teammates, whether it's going to be Upamecano, Luca Hernandez, whether it's going to be Matthijs de Ligt. Don't forget these guys. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a good one. It was hard. I was leaning towards a 2-2 draw as well. But I just have a feeling Bayern's going to clinch this one. It's at home, 2-1 win for Bayern Munich. Sane, Mane, Gnabry, Coleman, you know how good he is.
Kingsley Coman is injured.
He's always injured, but
Yeah, he is.
Look, I can't keep track of him. So look, Bayern Munich get the win over Barcelona again. I just can't see it. I just can't see Barcelona beating Bayern right now. I was gonna play it safe and go for the draw, but I'm gonna be brave here. 2-1 win for Bayern Munich. This is a big game. This is a huge game because I don't expect Bayern Munich to slip up too much in this group, but if Barcelona fail to get anything, it could give Inter a sniff to actually get out of the group ahead of them, man. You know what I mean? So why I say it might be a little overhyped because people might be thinking, okay, now Barcelona, the Xavi is going to come up and he's going to, defeat Bayern Munich or get something. I think they're going to lose the game.
But Dom, if Barcelona win this game and they win for the first ever time in Munich, that is sending a statement to the rest of Europe.
That is gonna be a big result if they do beat Bayern Munich. You know what I'm saying?
That's sending a statement that we were clowned for all these activating the levers and this sort of stuff, but we are actually a quality team with an identity, and we think Barca are back. So I think this is a really important game for Barcelona and especially Xavi to get some respect as well.
Wait, Barcelona is your Spanish team, right?
Me? No, I don't have no Spanish team. If I had a Spanish team, it would be Real Oviedo. That would be my Spanish team.
Wait, I thought you had another club, though.
No, it's just, for me, I only have 2 clubs, and that's Liverpool and HJK. That's it.
Oh, I swore you had another club.
I'm no Barca fan. Heck no.
I swore you were a Barca fan, though. Seriously.
If I was to support any Spanish team, it would be Real Oviedo. Because
what about the Jamaica national team? Because you're looking like a real Rasta man right now.
I know Rasta, but I got the Jamaican jersey because 1414 York said whose badge is on Michael's shirt. It's Jamaica. I think it's their away jersey from a couple years ago, if I'm not mistaken. I love this jersey. I think it's pretty cool. By the way, I got to get the Argentina away jersey for the World Cup because that is nice, the purple. I'm liking that jersey.
So what time is it right now in Finland, bro?
It is 11:15 p.m. So
all right, so look, we pull the
timing.
live stream, we pull it back half hour earlier, or maybe an hour earlier from last time, earlier. Right? Yeah. So
it's better for
give you an opportunity for to get the stream done. Give us time not to rush through the stream as well.
Exactly.
Our 47 minutes is pretty decent. You know what I mean? And now you could have a little time to wind down and get your beauty sleep and wake up and hit the job again.
The beauty sleep of 6 hours. Love it.
I know.
Have a nice cup of tea right now sleeping tea. It helps me out. But big up to everybody. Big up to Dom. And big up to everybody who was watching from the More Dominic Rich channel. Go check out that channel. And then obviously you hit the like button on the Michael Talks Football channel. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Tomorrow on the Michael Talks Football channel, there is a live watch along for Barca versus Bayern. Definitely doing a watch along for this game, so I cannot wait for the matchup. I'm hoping it's 3-3 because if that happens, it's probably going to be an insane watch along, and then I will probably wake up my neighbors, and they will probably be mad at me once again. But hey,
I don't know if I'm doing a watch along though. I was getting in the groove of doing watch alongs, but then I was like, I don't know, man. I like them, but I could be multitasking. I could be watching a game and doing something else at the same time.
You could. I enjoy it.
To me, I like the watch alongs, but something that's kind of discouraging to me too. It's like everyone's doing them these days. You know what I'm saying? Everyone.
You gotta think something creative. That's the thing.
Yeah,
but also,
I know.
To be honest, I just watch the game. I don't really care.
I like
about the
it, but
views.
it's like everyone's doing it, man. It's like, god damn, man. When it was a time when not a lot of people did it, it was like, okay, you'll get a good, a lot of people come through and watch the game with you. But these days, it's like, god damn, man. Like,
I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna watch Liverpool tomorrow. Well, obviously, if you're most people watch Liverpool just to see if they lose.
I don't know, man.
That's probably
I don't know
why.
about the watch along tomorrow, though.
All right,
but
yeah. Big up, Don.
But it was fun.
It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Definitely.
Always a pleasure. And then obviously Wednesday, I'm going to be doing a live match reaction then to the 6 evening games. And then no further content for the rest of the week after that because I'm gone on Thursday. So
where are you going? Europa League?
Yep, Europa League.
You see, Sebastian said that he's going to do a watch along. Let's see, everybody's doing a watch along. See what I'm telling you? But, bro, enjoy your trip to Rome, though.
You got any content coming up, Dom? for the people?
Nothing special. Same old, same old. Some Champions League review. Yeah, something special. Everything special. But Champions League, reviews, of course, few reactions here and there. And of course, Premier League weekend coming back, right? We're gonna have Premier League next weekend, right?
Well, there's going to be this weekend. There's only 7 games.
No, this week. Oh, yeah. So I know the Brighton Crystal Palace.
Liverpool, Chelsea got called off, and then
Liverpool, Chelsea got called off.
Yeah, it's too many people. It's too many security guards they need for that. It's like a high risk for security. And Manchester United Leeds, same thing.
Why is it called off? Because the security is
they need enough
the
security.
Queen thing. What?
Yeah,
what's going on?
It's all dealt with. Yeah.
So when is the Queen gonna be buried?
It's Monday.
Next Monday?
Yeah.
Why can't the Queens? Why can't they just bury the Queen already?
They need. Well, it's all a ceremonial thing.
What are they gonna just? Come on, man.
Well, this is
so
the first...
7 games. I didn't even realize that.
There's 7 games out of 10 that will be played. So at least
there's no Liverpool, Chelsea this weekend. There's no City coming up.
No, there's City's playing Wolves. They're gonna play. That game's gonna be played.
Oh, that game's playing. Oh, okay.
It's perfect timing for Diego Costa to say what's up to the Premier League.
So there's no Liverpool, Chelsea. There's no. I know about the Crystal Palace game, Brighton. Yeah. That was postponed, I think that was because of
the train
strike.
Yeah,
a strike. Yeah. And what other game?
Leeds and Manchester United.
Because that's too big as well.
Yeah, they need a lot of security for that because it's a big rivalry.
Yeah, oh God, man. Shit.
Well, there you go, Dom. At least you got 7 games to preview, so it's not all end of the world.
Mike,
don't worry about
they're asking if you're going to do Europa League predictions, Conference League.
No, probably not. We've already been live for 2 hours.
Yeah. I'm actually going to do some Europa League and Conference League predictions on Wednesday night when my boy Steve and I link up to do the Champions League review. So, we plan to just do some predictions, just quick fire, nothing in depth, just quick fire, so that when we do the Europe, because him and I are also doing Europa League review as well. So when we do the Europa League and the Conference League review, we will touch on our results as well. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
yeah, and unfortunately, there's no Europa League predictions for me this week or review because I won't get back home till Sunday, and I'm not taking my computer. And I'm enjoying then Italian food as I should because
enjoy the vacation, the little vacation. Man.
It's so apparently the game is sold out in Rome. I don't know what. Okay. It's gonna be a good atmosphere. I'll send pictures. Don't worry, Dom, and videos.
Yeah, right, I actually, as I said, man, I told you I want to go to England next month. I'm looking to finalize all the plans this week. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So let's see if I actually make the leap to do that. How much it is to fly from England to Finland, though?
From England to Finland, it varies. If I would go into Manchester, it would probably cost a couple $100 more than to London. But let's see.
It's kind of expensive.
It is kind of expensive. Maybe. Well, it depends if I can find it cheap on like Skyscanner, because that's usually the cheap website I use to find the flights.
Because I was saying, if I go to England, I could just say, hey man, today let me just go to the airport and just buy a flight, or just organize it that way that England I could fly over to Finland, because I want to travel, bro. I want to travel. So let me see how this.
Thank God I get to travel because of my football team. So that's what I'm grateful for. Go to Rome.
What I'm gonna do, let me see how this trip works out. If it's smooth and everything, and I have the experience now from going to the game in Europe and everything, maybe I'll get a good flight and who knows, go to Croatia or something. You never know.
I need to go to Croatia still. I haven't gone there yet.
Yeah.
But guys, everybody, we will catch you later. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe to both channels. I will see you tomorrow, and Dom will be live whenever. Just follow Dom.
Wednesday,
yeah. He'll be live Wednesday for a live prediction show for the Europa League and the Conference League. So shout out to Vaduz and all the small teams in the Conference League. Adios, everybody. Have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world.